From the studios of Foxboro Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Hi, I'm Steve Uden, hosting again among the other volunteer hosts here for Around Foxborough. Very lucky am I, and Paul Beck, our engineer behind the glass here, to have another very interesting guest, an entrepreneur and son, and maybe even Renaissance man, and athlete, and a great many things. Selah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Start with your name, because it's a very interesting sort of ethnic name. I'd love to know what's behind that.
Yeah.
I love people of the world and hear what name origins are. But I'd like to welcome you here.
Yes, thank you.
I hope I don't knock my coffee cup over here, but I got it. I pulled it off. I shook your hand.
Yeah, we got it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's hear about yourself a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, my name is Selah Tith. I'm the head coach and owner of Mansfield Boxing Club. Mm-hmm. The origin of my name is Cambodian, actually. So I grew up around Drake and Lowell. That's actually where I first started to learn how to box.
Okay.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of ethnicity up there.
Oh yeah, it's like Lowell is like the refugee gateway on the East Coast.
It's very interesting part of Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned how to do. Oh my gosh, that's it's tough because being around here, I really miss Cambodian food, but endorsing some local Thai places.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I'm a proud omnivore, so I didn't mean to digress.
No.
But here we are with your Mansfield Boxing Club.
Yeah, no, let's see. Growing up in Drake and Lowell, so I did karate in Drake from about kindergarten until high school.
Okay.
And then when I was in college, I was on a reserve Muay Thai team for 2.5 years.
Okay.
And the thing about Muay Thai is that the training is incredibly arduous. So there's one time I sprained my ankle, and it was a bad one. So I said, I'm going to take a long break, and eventually I found a place called West End Gym in Lowell.
Okay.
And that's where, if you're familiar with the movie The Fighter.
Yeah.
It's the same gym that.
No kidding.
Yeah. So Arthur Ramallah was actually in the movie.
With Christian Bale?
With Christian Bale, Mark Wahlberg.
I just watched that like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, and that gym where they filmed it was the gym that I started at.
I'll be darned,
yeah,
really.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, so
that's cool.
And the thing about a traditional old school way of learning how to box is that Arthur was really a man of community, and he really cared about the kids that came through there. So it was like, he worked with everybody, regardless of what their background was. Yeah. And made sure that it was kind of like a home for people, for kids especially, especially with around that area. It was it could be pretty tough, and having a safe place to train and be mentored and to look up to other people
and growth. Where there may not be in other parts of a person's life. Sometimes a dojo or a gym. Yeah. We have a man here in town that's very successful, Personal Best Karate. I don't know if you've heard of them. Chris was here for one of our episodes.
Oh, nice.
A remarkable and generous man to the community, and just a really interesting, smart guy. He runs the Paul Mitchell karate team. That hair product guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's like F1 class, But I digress again. So just to get this out of the way, it's the Mansfield Boxing Club.
Yeah.
But it's because it's on Mansfield Street. It's really in Norton.
Yeah. It's on Mansfield Ave, so it's 175
Mansfield Ave. I'm sorry, and we'll get all your info up on the screen, and we'll have it available on the internet if we need to.
Yeah, sure.
But so it's in Norton.
It's in Norton, yeah.
Right, home of Wendell's Wings.
Wendell's, good wings. Really nice
for
wings.
Wendell's, who we don't endorse or reject. Can you talk about something I found very interesting in looking at your club? I sort of want to begin at the end for a minute.
Sure.
You, on your site, talk about a couple things I thought were very interesting. You have a sort of a theme there's no big egos or attitudes. you're wheelchair accessible and working on what might be for disabled types of programs. You're working on them.
Yeah,
right?
that's more on the lines of like the Punch for Parkinson's. I've researched the Rocksteady program. I have adaptive classes, but so far I just have right now masters boxers. So
it's a work in progress, though, and
it's
an inclination that you have for the future of part of the offerings of the club, right?
Yeah, and right now what's interesting is that the people that do maybe require some adaptations, they still do the regular classes anyways, and like we just adapt accordingly to what their needs are. And
you're wheelchair accessible even if the people are there to watch or support, because you talk about another thing that's a core part of your club that I read is you're about community, and you're about it's a competitive environment, but it's a very supportive environment, right?
Yeah, we try our best. I do my best to try to cultivate the culture, and that's the very interesting thing about boxing is that I've boxed for about 14 years, but having been a trainer for about 2 years now, and having made awesome connections and seen a lot of different types of gyms. The gym, just regardless of which gym you go to, it fits the personality of the head coach, and so it's just that's what it is. And what's really interesting is that I respect and I am kind to everybody who comes in, and I feel.
And you have that vibe right now. I mean, I haven't met you before we taped the show, but for long, but I can feel that, and if people watching don't, they will.
Yeah. No. What the interesting part is that I think sometimes some people might want to come in looking for a different kind of vibe.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Maybe they want something really hardcore or something like that, and I respect that. That's like I've been to gyms like that. I've worked with people that come from those gyms, and it's actually important. Like when you're getting ready for competition to spar with very many different types of styles. And so I'm just one style, and it comes out in my boxing too. I'm very playful.
Yeah.
It's like I love my agility, and that's kind of what I embrace.
But you also have elements of nutritional consulting and that sort of thing, right? From your staff, right? Don't you have people that do nutritional and you also talk about empowerment through boxing. Can you explain a little bit more about what that means? I know that there's an element of it being obvious, but what is empowerment through boxing?
Well, I think that's like, I've drawing from many sources of research myself, the idea of having a combat sport in your life and having the willingness and encouragement to direct some of the stuff that you might see or feel or experience throughout your day, and then having the appropriate outlet for it, and then having the appropriate community to support you. So it's like it's kind of both internally and externally going in. Like you need to be hard on yourself. Well, do hard things for yourself.
Achievements.
Yes.
Right.
And then
goals.
At the same time, it's also important. What's really funny about a boxing being a solo sport. It's very important to have the community around you. So that's like the interesting part. Like for example, last Friday we did something called Shark Tanking, which
what's that?
It's basically there's one guy versus four guys, and the four guys just kind of take turns.
Really?
And the guy in the middle has no break, no rest, and he just goes for about 9 minutes straight.
Wow.
And
is that part of the training, or for the other people in the ring, or the poor son of a gun?
the poor shark bait.
Shark bait. Right.
It's the mental conditioning, because the four people that are the sharks essentially have a lot more power and control, so they can take the shots that the shark bait is throwing back, and basically the sharks are attempting to push them mentally.
Do the sharks, are they encouraged or naturally flow to working as a unit?
Well, it's just, back to back. So it's not, we're not, ganging up in the, all together.
Oh.
It's one by one.
Oh, it's not like a bar fight in the parking lot.
It's just, they're just taking turns. But that being said, there's a lot of people around encouraging the person who's getting Shark Tanked. Pushing them, saying positive things and to make sure that they kind of stay on top of the moment.
So we're getting to the point where we're starting to understand you have a wide variety of classes and methods of teaching and types of arts that you're teaching. I was interested to see that you have something called combat training, but it's not in a negative way, really. It's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right?
Yeah, we have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
There's a lot of it is directed at, say, women that might want to learn such a thing. What is that called? Krag, the Israeli fighting.
Krav Maga?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that's the.
Do you do that too, or
no? But I
there's
know
a lab. There's a dojo down the road
Mansfield.
that did it for. Yeah.
America's Best Defense.
Yeah, I always walk around so I don't get in trouble.
No, I love those people. I got to meet.
I'm joking.
I know the sensei. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Sensei Norberg and Miss Larissa Fix. She's one of the trainers there as well. They're great people. They actually sent me an edible arrangements on my grand opening.
Oh, I love the pineapple ones.
Oh, it was like this huge thing.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, they're good people.
For the combat training, for our women that are watching this that are scratching their head going, oh, that sounds interesting. Can you delve into that just a little bit and sort of give us an overview of what it is?
Yeah, so there's a few elements.
It's self-protection.
Sure, yeah. I think there's a few elements to combat in general where, there's striking. The main two umbrellas are striking and grappling. So striking is making impact.
Okay.
And grappling is grabbing to manipulate the other person.
Okay.
So it's just the two.
I'm learning.
Yeah,
Go on.
I mean, those are just the two main categories. And then there's mixed martial arts, which is MMA. It's just a mixture of both.
Okay.
So in striking, there's boxing, and we're trying to introduce Muay Thai and kickboxing as well into the club,
which involves a lot of training before one goes into a match.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of physical exercise.
Well, the thing about striking is that there's separation. So there's the main tool I think for self-defense from boxing you take away is just range management. Not that I would want to encourage fighting or anything like that.
Right.
Because the main idea is just to make sure that the fight doesn't happen. But understanding your range from someone else allows you a significant advantage of protecting yourself, and that's where striking comes to play. You just know your range. But what the interesting thing about boxing and any other striking form is that you're going to have a degree of separation where you're striking and getting striked, like the impact and giving out impact. What is interesting about combat training involving the boxing is that if you've ever witnessed any striking sport or even combat sport, there's a lot of the impact, even body to body, head to head, and stuff happens.
Okay.
So you need to be able to manipulate yourself.
So you have to read the water, right? You have to read, where the wind is on the water, so to speak.
Well, and it gets really messy.
Yeah.
Being able to, when arms get tangled up, when your bodies are tangled up, things like that, because there's a significant amount of combat training you would need in boxing as well, and that's where a lot of my ladies are trying to grow in terms of getting ready to do competitions and things like that.
So for that, one of the products that you offer, or one of two I thought were interesting, was you have a free one-day pass, which is a look-see, I guess, right?
But I think that's a one-on-one. So if you want to do
a consulting, if you will, or a one-on-one. And then you have a 3-class introduction package, and all of those are on your website, which we'll make sure are integrated into the program.
Sure.
You also are LGBTQ friendly.
Friendly, yeah.
Right, we're all in the same boat here, and we have to take care of each other. What is high intensity internal training?
High intensity interval training is
interval training.
Yes.
Excuse me. Yeah.
So there's essentially using multiple intervals to do different levels of cardio. So
what's an interval? I'm
so
sorry,
an
in this
interval
case.
Of course, yeah. The interval is like any increment of time, so 20 seconds, 30 seconds,
Okay.
40 seconds,
Okay.
a minute. And depending on the intensity level, like doing something incredibly difficult in that time span. So, my trainers and myself, we've developed curriculum to help supplement that type of training. And traditional interval training, which is just 30 on, 30 off, 3 minutes on, 1 minute off. And it's like all these, we really play with the clock to maximize essentially levels of explosiveness and
so it's training. It's not a match product. It's not like a boxing match. It's a type of training.
It is a type of training, and it's also probably, in my opinion, the best kind of cardio.
Okay.
It's like something like cardiovascular movement that's like that will maximize growth.
Good. Can you work with, say, patients that are in some kind of recovery or trying to?
Yes. Yeah.
So you can dial it. You can calibrate it to the health of your customers.
Yeah, and it's like I think that's why I've worked so hard to build the culture of community and positivity that if you need to, like, if you have limitations, take a break. Like, we have benches, and I understand like some gyms like never sit down in the gym, but it's like I mean, if you're rehabbing from a knee injury, like you can sit down.
A friendly and funny vibe is what you wrote on your site. And I know it's not like waka waka waka, let's all joke around here. I know it's a very serious element to it, all the things you're doing.
Sure, yeah.
I also was interested to see not just what you do and what your business is, but the other trainers that you have different experiences.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's just they're very interesting. I was reading their bios on your website.
You're talking about Colin and Casey?
Well, one of them is like dressage or an equestrian.
Yes. Yeah. No, she actually
she's
she has a stable in Houston. So she does equestrian therapy.
But what is she teaching at the gym?
So she's also a world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu trainer.
Right, that's right.
Competitor, and with her husband is Colin.
Wow.
So they're both.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So and Colin has done.
So that
MMA
brings us to Colin, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So they're both black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Colin has done a couple MMA matches as well.
Did they find you, or you find them? And did you find them as a couple? Oh, you did.
Yeah. We met through
cool.
church. Yeah, and I think a mutual.
Didn't you
friend.
meet your wife at church too?
Yep.
Is that true? Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a church-going guy, and not the best one, but I try to have my heart pure. And church is a great place to meet people, and that's terrific.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny. We were on my wife invited me to, because there was a worship dance team that.
A worship dance team.
Yeah.
There's a word I never heard before.
Yeah. It was called the Messengers, and it was pretty fun. I did that for a couple of years. And,
really?
We became friends through that, and the rest is history. Type of thing. Yeah.
Maybe they'll have in the theme of Milan worship figure skating couples.
Pretty cool.
You can say you heard it here, and it was my idea.
It was here first.
It was here around Foxborough in mid-February.
Yes.
You're also an all ages gym.
Yep.
Right. So.
Yep.
When does one start bringing their child to an all ages gym experience like you offer?
Well, I follow the USA Boxing guidelines in terms of age appropriateness of how they're supposed to learn boxing.
Right.
It's like one of the most important things that kids need to have before they're in middle school or so is to develop a love of the gym, like to love to be there.
Okay.
Have friends.
Like a gymnastics academy might be, right?
Sure. Yeah. It's like we do a lot of boxing drills that are disguised as games.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like, on Monday,
that's
we do
clever.
strength conditioning, make it sound really tough. Muscle Monday, movement Monday, stuff like that.
Oh, really?
But they're boxing gyms, they're boxing drills that are, with game elements and stuff like that. And
Mansfield Boxing Club!
Wednesday is more traditional with mitts, and then Fridays is sparring. So we follow this basic rhythm.
Do you have a lot of kids, or is it mostly an adult, if you will?
They're more adults. They're more adults. It was nothing, when I first opened, it was nothing how I anticipated.
Really?
Like my first 10 members were just like, can you teach me how to defend myself? Can you teach me, can I sometime compete at some point?
Really?
So like my members were like that, like just like, yeah, I just like to hit stuff, and just, and so it was very interesting to me, because I thought I was going to develop more of a fitness-oriented style.
Yeah, but it kind of grew like a big, beautiful tree, right? You have all sorts of things going on and people working for you, and that are your members.
Yeah, and
right?
Eventually it developed more into a combat school, which I'm so happy about.
So do we call it a dojo or a gym, or is it interchangeable?
That's a great question, because I definitely...
I ask great questions. I'm paid huge amounts of coffee from a volunteer department here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's if I was to call it something, it would probably be a club. Like it would be at its foundation. It is a boxing club. It's a USA Boxing Club. I'm a USA Boxing trainer. Like I love training, and I love competing. And yeah, it's been such a huge portion. I was let's see, this past January, I was actually awarded with another group of really talented people, different facets and titles and stuff. I received the most dedicated boxer of the year from the local boxing commission. And
really?
It was just so cool to have, to be recognized, and I was.
Did that come out of left field to you? Like, did you know you were being considered for the honor, or?
Well, maybe like a week ahead of time, I knew I was nominated, and
really,
I was like, and they told me to come, and
wow,
yeah, I was like, holy moly,
wow. Does your wife is your wife part of the business?
Yeah, she's very supportive. She does classes and all that sort of stuff. And,
oh, good.
Yeah, she's a big part of the community. She does the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and she does.
Oh, good.
And she only started doing all that stuff since I opened the gym. So it was more like she knew I was a boxer for when we met, but then actually started taking classes and stuff like that when we opened the gym, and she got really into it. She likes it.
Well, speaking of there's a great story as to how you came to have your own boxing club, which is based on some love of your family and some good, solid upbringing you had.
Yeah.
Can you tell that story?
Sure.
For crying out loud, I love that story.
It's funny, and not to bust on stereotypes, but my mom, Cambodian mom, really, really wanted me to get a doctorate degree.
Okay.
And so I graduated college. My mom was a teacher all of her life. She taught fifth and sixth grade.
Did you go to school around here, or?
I went to school in Drake.
Okay. No, I mean college.
Let's see. So I
don't remember where I went either. Just kidding.
I got my undergrad from UMass Lowell.
Okay.
I got my master's from Endicott.
Oh, cool.
And I got my doctorate degree from California Intercontinental University.
Really?
So I got my English bachelor's, master's in special ed, and the doctorate in business management and entrepreneurship. Because I had a dream to open up my own school one day, and while I was working as a teacher, it was like my mom wanted always me to be on a trajectory to get a doctorate degree. But I've always shared with her my dreams and plans and stuff like that. She's like,
yeah, that's lovely.
She was like, not until you finish your doctorate degree. So it took me a while. It took me about 7 years.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Nope.
So you're an only child. And
So,
your mother has a son with a post-hole digger, a PhD, right?
And And it was like, it was only after that, she's like, okay, now you can do what you want. Like she let me open the business after that.
That's really cool. Did she?
Full support.
Did she? So yeah. Did she?
100%. She was so.
She come and visited, or did she do exercises?
She lives in Drake, so that's like an hour 20 away.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and some change, and so I'm not. Yeah. I think she would if I was closer, but.
Well, it sounds to me like she had enough influence on you that she didn't need any of the training you have at the gym, right? She just knew how to get you to do what she wanted to do, right? God bless her.
She can command a room.
That's good. That's really cool. It's a really interesting story too. Plus, weren't you a special education teacher for a while, or involved in it?
No, I was a special ed teacher for about 13 years.
I have a warm spot for that. Vocation.
I love it. I have a handful of kids that do have special needs.
At the gym?
Yeah.
I was going to say, maybe you could help with like anger management or channeling energy or that sort of thing, depending on.
That's what it's good for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah. No,
do you do it privately, or do the schools come to you as a resource that might?
No, it's sometimes actually. I've been reached out to a couple times to try to get programs started for certain kids, and they, it's kind of, it's sad on my part because I don't think I wish I could do more, but they end up starting and then they do really well, and then something out of my control happens to them, and
life is chapters.
Yep. So that's been a few cases where. I wish I knew or had more resources to understand how I could have helped more, but I think that's like.
You have a good heart, and that matters, especially in a commercial business, and just being with your church community and your family and your members of your gym. We only have a couple more minutes left. Mm-hmm. Are there any plans? And I don't mean to dig into your business matters, but do you need another gym somewhere, or are you thinking of that, or expanding the one you have?
Gosh, I almost went for it. I almost opened the second.
It's a big leap.
And I decided against it. Because there's still so much that I want to do. Good. With my main space, and
you can stay focused with where you are.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that was the main decision. And
that's great.
Yeah, and like what is. Because I haven't even done it yet, but I haven't had any events from the gym. Like I can run shows. I can, do more community work. I want, like, one thing that I really wanted to do was have my boxers go to do like local, if it's opportunity to do community service work. Oh yeah, well. Yeah. Like I reached out to the Mansfield Food Pantry, and I was able to email back and forth with one of the volunteers and try to figure something out. And I would love to have my boxers do like something.
Do you know the people at Personal Best Karate? Are you associated with them at all?
No, I haven't met them.
Look on their website. They have some really interesting ideas, and they execute some pretty marvelous community service things. I think you'd find very interesting.
That's pretty cool.
We only have a minute or two left. We're going to put all your social media on the broadcast when it goes through editing. Mm-hmm. Have I missed anything that you want to talk about?
I think I've had.
Do you have any special members that were remarkable or came back after they left and said you had an impact on me then?
I just realized I've had kind of like a good movement of charity boxers that have come through.
Really?
Like charity boxers that have done the Punch with Parkinson's. I'm going to give a shout out to Aziz, Ona, Jeremy, Nira, Rod, and just recently my 22 Mohawks guy, Dave, and that it's weird, it's wild to think about, but we've as a gym, and more on how they lifted, raised, I don't know, 60, 70 grand.
Jeez.
For either Punch for Parkinson's or
Wow.
Haymakers for Hope, which is
I saw that
cancers.
Haymakers for Hope. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting.
It's like we've
name.
raised so much money, and like
Good.
And they did such a wonderful job, training, raising money, and in their match, and just like shout out to the people that like Ryan Roach and Julie that run Punch for Parkinson's and Haymakers, that put on fantastic shows to raise the money for that. So just
God bless them. That's really
Yeah.
nice. That's really nice stuff, and it comes back around, for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go.
Yeah.
But I will ask the one question. I grew up watching Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
You can't put the horseshoe in the glove, right? You can't put the horseshoe in the boxing glove.
You can't let anyone see.
Oh.
You put that's
So if there's no metal detector, who knows what's going to happen?
right, exactly.
What a pleasure.
Yes.
I could talk to you for, another hour.
Yeah, maybe another time.
Maybe someday we'll get some video or something like that,
Sure.
or if you have a great story.
Yeah, I would love to. I was just thinking about just putting on a show. I wonder if we can make something like that happen.
Yeah, no, I had a guest here before you. You saw us taping another show, and it was really excellent. And I'm buzzed from the two guests I've just had in the last hour.
Yeah.
Two really interesting people that have a lot going for them and do a lot of nice things too.
Thank you.
God bless you and your family and your business.
Thank you.
I think Paul's going to have me say goodbye. So I'd just like to say and thank Sela for being here, and his mother for making him get a PhD before he could open his marvelous boxing club, Mansfield Boxing Club. And my name is Steve Uden, and this is Around Foxborough, and maybe we'll see each other again sometime. But thank you very much. God bless. Goodbye.